We getting straight into these bars. Vice News: half black student in Japan segregated during graduation for wearing cornrows. Huh? Look at the other article. No cornrows. The controversy in Japan high school over hairstyles. So they want to finesse it a little bit, because it's a traditionally African hairstyle. And I don't know why they said he's half black, because that's clearly cap, because his hair is very, very smooth. But the style is an African tradition. You know, remember, Afro textured hair is something else. Remember? You have African hairstyles, and you have Afro texture. Remember, we have texture, which is a feeling in which you can see. So you got to see their hair is more shiny than ours. We got a drier hair situation. We got drier hair, kinky hair grow up. We don't get lights. Lights can't travel through our hair. Lights can only travel through smooth hair. You understand? It ain't got nothing to do with no chemicals. It ain't got nothing to do with sanitation. You know, some people try to finesse and say, lights like clean hair. You don't get lice because you got grease in your hair and products and stuff like that, all types of chemicals. That's not why we don't have high chances of lice. Lice, if you see the geography that lice are in, the terrain, if you will, it's always a smooth texture. So when we look down the line of what lice are on, and lice can only live in somebody's hair, whether it's hair, fur, or feathers. You have feathered lice, which birds get. You have monkeys can get lice. Monkeys have lice. And they also say in some of their record books that humans share common lice ancestor with monkeys. If you're looking at that situation. So you got to understand that lice game. So lice is in fur, which is the monkey. Hair, which is the Eurasian, and feather, which is the bird, avian. So all those textures have something in common. It's smooth. But here's the twist, though. Look, twist. That's a finesse. That's a play on words. Remember, we got twisted hair, so that's why twisted is a negative term. You know, they want you to be straight with them. You know, we just be straight with us. And you know, a lot of the hair policies in Asia and in their high school, you must don straight hair. It's a policy. It's a dress code. See, they hide it under dress code, so it don't specifically say hair policy. They'll say the dress code states no afros, no cornrows, no plaits, no twists, no bantu knots. Well, who wears those? Not only that, bantu is people, and that's people with wide nose and kinky hair. What the coincidence? Not. So you got to understand the finesse. All the negative terms is in reference to our hair. So here's another one. We have coarse hair. What's the etymology of coarse? Inferior. So the word coarse means inferior. So remember when they say they got good hair, good is superior, bad is inferior. All you got to do is break it down in opposites. See, y'all is caught up in the fantasy of shit. What you like and what you don't like. Regardless if you like it or don't like it, you don't want to experience evils. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. You see what I'm saying? Remember, becoming a god is having the knowledge of good and evil. See, a lot of times y'all don't want to talk about these things, so y'all don't have the knowledge of the evils that's committed against us in our culture and our traditions. This is a knock on our tradition. Traditionally, cornrows is an African thing, and naturally, the African holds cornrows. Our hair texture alone. We don't need chemicals and rubber bands and none of that stuff. We naturally have those hairstyles, and we can get it differently than anybody else. Because their hair is not as thick and dense, and it doesn't hold together. Y'all gonna need plaits. Y'all gonna need rubber bands, all types of chemicals, all types of sprays and gels. If we can just naturally get cornrows, twists, plaits, and not have rubber bands and chemicals, and our hair can get wet, and it still stay in. Y'all get a hairstyle that's gonna come smack out. Anybody get a hairstyle that got type 1 hair to type 3 hair, which is type 1 hair straight, type 2 hair is wavy, and type 3 hair is loose curl. All that's Eurasian hair, which is called liatra. That's all smooth hair. All the texture is the same. See, y'all caught up on the curl, the wave, or the pattern, or the straightness. No, the texture is all the same. It's all smooth. That's why they call Liatri. Liatri means smooth hair division of mankind. What did you not get? Why do you think Michael Jackson says you've been hit by a smooth criminal? You must be in accordance to the smooth rules. If you are called smooth, wouldn't you like to have a smooth day or a rough day? So remember, we got two different terrains. Our skin and hair is different than everybody. That's what makes us oppositions, light and dark. A rough surface we have because we have open cuticles and our hair open pores. We absorb and emit radiation and other things. Black body radiation, that's physics. And then we're talking surfaces. So a surface that's dark absorb and emit. Black and dark clothes absorb and emit. That's why you put on dark and it absorbs. What you put on shades for? Are shades light or dark? And then what's the laundry rule? You don't wash lights with the dark, so you got to understand what's this universe, what's this galaxy? The Milky Way. Milk is light. It's the Milky Way. So milk is white. And the adjective for milky is white. So the white way. You can take out the word milky and replace it with white. So the white way. And African means black. Remember, we've been called under the color scheme black by the Germans. See, they try to finesse and don't call people by their head no more. So people can get confused and don't know who they are. Because being in a state of confusion is being in a state of war. The etymology of the word war means to confuse and to strife. Strife is the physical part, confuse is the mental part. Don't nobody know who they is. They just trying to be good. And God is good, and that's the light. You don't know the good and evil. Remember, knowledge of good and evil, one becomes God. Remember, God said don't eat from the tree of good and evil. And then remember, Solomon prayed for knowledge of good and evil, or discernment of good and evil. Whoever the case may be, good and evil means you just know both. You got to know both. How you going to know the difference? You see what I'm saying? That's how you get food with everything else. You think because it's normal is good. You think because it's repetitious is good. Nah, it's forced. You on autopilot with this shit. It's all symbolic. Everything traces back to something. Who with cornrows? Who's known for you? What president you seen with cornrows or something? Which one of the royals you seen with cornrows, or which somebody who the sultan or an emperor or any other people having cornrows? It's a black thing. Cornrows is a black thing. We need to stop playing. Name a president with cornrows right now. All right then. And count how many people you see with cornrows and what they look like versus the ones who don't have cornrows. Ask one of your friends, show them a picture when they had cornrows. Or a hairstyle outside of a rubber bands in it. I'm talking about a black hairstyle. That's why we dealing with hair discrimination everywhere. In Asia, you can't show up with cornrows. You know how people get suspended? They just showed up. Somebody showed up with a gun. Somebody showed up with drugs. You see what I'm saying? Somebody showed up with something that can affect somebody and hurt somebody. You see what I'm saying? So this hairstyle affects people so much that it made the news. It made the news and you didn't know about it. Because you was too busy in fantasy land. While they silencing our African traditions. If you wear cornrows, you can't sit with everybody. If you wear cornrows, you're going to make the news. Because this is not cornrow land. You're not going to find 5 people with cornrows. You got to stand in it where they're at. You wouldn't find 5 people with cornrows. You couldn't call 5 people with cornrows that you know had cornrows. That's the bars. It's everywhere. Asia, Africa, Europe, United States. It's only, and South America, but it's only against my kind with this type of hair. So it's Afro texture hair. It's the African